everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram Beef.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your herbs and your teas at herbsofmyaunt.com. My Aunt's Sons, the tea of teas, divinely prepared. And for all of those musical stylings, be sure to check out bhbaymusic.com. And for your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morrisachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by Layla Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today. And without further ado, we introduce to you Sheik Kareem Goodman Babe.
Work is like a slave. That's how I make this masterpiece. What's up, nobles?
Peace, Sheik.
Peace, man. How y'all doing today?
Excellent, quite excellent, and well.
Gratitude to everyone. Who here? I thought was Deshaun here.
Yes,
In the house. Peace. Good day today, man. Good Saturday. But without further ado, can we get our Moorish American prayer, Noble, if you don't mind, real fast?
Yes, sir, my pleasure. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayah Asha'ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace.
Peace. Gratitude to everyone in the world, all the truth seekers, all those in the world. We love you. We're here on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Nothing else. We're not here to overthrow no government. We're not no sovereign citizens. We're not no oxymorons. We're not here to do none of that. We know who we are. We are Americans. We know that we Moorish Americans. We have the right. What makes us Moorish Americans? Because we're born here in America. We're African or Moroccan descent. What is my nationality? Moorish American. What is my race? I choose Asiatic. What is my status? Free white. I told you out of my mouth. So you don't have to be confused. Islam, amen.
Islam and amen.
Come on, we having a conversation today. We have a divine creed and we have a proclamation and declaration. We're not here to overthrow no government. We're not here to do none of that stuff. We're not here to do none of those things, none of these things that you may see on TikTok, on Instagram and on Facebook. Listen, I'm not a politician per se, but I understand when things are programmed. And this is the thing. Right now, when we talk about fake news, a lot of things is allowed on social media to get people caught up in the web. Think about the things that's being allowed on social media that Brian knows is not right when it comes down to, I'm not even going to call it Moorish science. I'm going to call it that sovereign citizen Roger Elvig stuff. Look at what all these figures is promulgating that stuff on social media. Now, we're going to play a film of an elder. Everybody say they love Bobby Hemmett, right? Noble, Brian?
I know I love Bobby Hemmett.
Me too. But see, when I show films of old films, because I have a plethora of films, even when I showed C. Freeman L., even when I showed Dr. Ben Jokanen, even when I showed John Henry Clark, even when I showed Tony Brown Journals, all those brothers know the history of more science, but what they're not promulgating is the bullcrap that these brothers is doing today with all this so-called, I don't know what it is.
Like you said, sovereign citizen bull crap. We are supposed to be a part and parcel of this said government, not trying to overthrow the government. So when you hear that, a person should automatically know that's not more science. That's that Roger Elvick ideology.
Yes. And we shared the state booklet with everyone, how the Moorish Science Temple of America is set up. These are things that we've been sharing for years since we've been on social media. There's no reason for no one on the social media to be like, well, what is the Moorish Science Temple about? Well, how was it constructed? And what did Noble Ali do? What he didn't do? Because everything is public information. When I say everything is public information, even everything, the state booklet. If anybody wants the state booklet, hit me up. And we can break it down as we've done a plethora of times to show you how the temple is set up. There's only one Moorish Science Temple. So when people just be coming up with the Moorish Science Temple, I say, is it set up the way the Moorish Science Temple is set up with the state booklet, or is it set up your own way? Because it is a state booklet. Everything is public information. The 1099 ain't no trust fund at the end of the rainbow. What are you saying, Sheikh Kari Goodman Bay? Because it's public information. You can get an official document from the CCRD, the County Clerk Recorder of Deeds. See, we can't keep going along with this because, Brian, it's grown people getting in trouble. And I say, when you get in trouble, you can't say you didn't know, because there's no excuse of not knowing this in a court of law. There's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law as an adult when you out here playing like you know the law and you out here talking about you having civic and law meetings. See, this is the fallacy.
Come on.
And we have to, and Brian, we have to bring these things up. We have to be able to have a conversation because there's too many adults that's getting this more, I'm not going to say more science, getting this militia or this, they have some special law for a certain group of people. And I'm telling you, the only law that they got for a certain group of people is what Donald Trump getting ready to do right now for all you criminals that say that you're not American citizens. Anytime you break the law, he's going to ship your ass to Guantanamo Bay.
Come on.
And think that's a joke. Like, we ain't finna be wasting no money, or you don't like America, we can ship you over there and put you in a room stacked up 80 high. You talk about you finna expatriate from this de facto government. Now, if you listen to anybody with some common sense that really have a love for what he or she is doing, because that's when that heart chakra supersedes everything, because the heart chakra is good, but the sincerity overrides the heart chakra. Let me break it down for you. When you're pure, that's when you rise above madness. And you can break it down for a child to understand it. Because when you expatriate from, when they tell you the de facto government, then who do you have affiliates with, Noble Brian?
You a stateless person?
I mean, that's not hard for anybody. That means you are a domestic terrorist, foreign and abroad.
Come on.
Now, if you think I'm saying something that's not valid, I think you need to fact check what I'm saying. No true God, man, has ever taught none of these things. This is modern things since the so-called COVID came, since people were sitting at home on a rusty dusty, watching a whole bunch of people popped up in the conscious community. Be honest.
Come on.
Be honest. That is not more science. That is not more science. That's some European militia, Roger Elvick, paradigm group stuff. Research what I'm saying and tell me, is that same language familiar? Yes, it is. You cannot be upset with your brother. Man, I'm an elder. But you don't do hit me up and say, Sheik, you old as my dad. Why my dad look all fat and you all ripped up? I'm not different than your dad. Look at all my brothers. They the same. What are we talking about?
It's what we spend our time doing.
I be telling my brothers, I said, brother, you're gonna risk your life and your freedom over a fallacy, over some Fuji dust, over a piece of paper that's meaningless, and we can't have these conversations. Oh, so that means you must be retarded.
Or have some type of extreme cognitive dissonance.
You must be a cretin.
Come on.
Understand what I'm saying? No, Brian, why we can't have these conversations as adults saying, no, bro, you're going to risk your life. You got children, yep, you got a wife, yep. I'm telling you, all this stuff is good. You don't have no corporate debt. You're about to get in trouble. These people telling y'all to do stuff they never done in their life. And why would somebody send you in a burning house and use you as a crash dummy? Why we can't have questions? All this stuff can be cleared up. This is insanity. No one here in the States is no Moroccan general or no Moroccan president. How? You ain't never used your brain for that? How would anybody in a tittle of their brain cells think that somebody over here that you met on the internet is some consulate general of Morocco? Who voted you in? What people? What body?
Why are you not in Morocco?
What I'm saying?
Yeah. Why would you not be in Morocco if you're the president or consular general of Morocco?
They don't even have dual citizenship. You are the foreign national. That's an oxymoron. Our prophet ain't never knew. I'm an Indian. I'm an auto type. You a what? We never use no language like that. Then you got people telling people to go get a world passport. What you talk about the same thing Moss Def got and almost got his ass kidnapped in the continent of Africa? That's what you telling people to go get? I know you're not promulgating that crap. Why? Well, who made it? Are these people crazy? Why they still go get a passport? Tell me. Why would you have all that trouble on you? Tell me why you still gonna get a passport? Tell me. Give me a great reason. Tell me. You can't. That shit's stupid. We stupid. Oh, I'm gonna go get this world passport. So you're not gonna go get a passport. You're gonna go get a world passport.
I don't know. I guess it might owe child support or something.
Man, I don't care about none of that. Forget child support. I'm talking about why would you, instead of you going to get a passport, why would you go get a world passport?
That's a great question.
Why would you go get something for me? Why would you get with me and say, oh man, I met somebody got some travel document with Michael Jackson and Lee and all that? Why would you waste your money and all that? And then if that works to get you out of the country, then what that tell you about the whole system? See, we can't do that stupid, y'all. This is no slander to no one. This stuff has been done a plethora of times. No one can nationalize you and denationalize you. They can make you a part of a group. No one has the power to nationalize you or denationalize you. It'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. Tell them individuals to go nationalize the Chinese or Sudanese. They can't, but they tell you that they can nationalize you and make you something that you're not. How? That's you. You proclaim, declare, have due process, and we become a body. That's what we hear at the BBT. You tell me who you are. That's why I said we a school. People done got this stuff, got this more science twisted, and done twisted it into a whole bunch of militia criminals. We gonna play the film. We finna play Bobby Hemming. He said this in the 2000s, over 20 years ago. And I've been saying it from day one. How? Because I know all y'all brothers is paper terrorists. I've been telling people for years. When me and Maso was talking, I said, Maso, look, let me show you the cyber citizen list of all these fascist groups. He like, damn, Sheik. I said, I'm trying to tell you. Now, true moral science can be taught in the prisons. How? Because that's how a lot of people met me. I'm telling you, I'm going to talk freely of everything. Why? Because when you rise above all the madness, you can. That's why. We'll be talking about the heart chakra and all of here. That's great. Oh, that's great. But when you rise above, you can tell the truth, and the truth will make you free. Why? At all times.
Come on.
That's why. At all times. And I'm gonna do it regardless if it fill a room up or clear it out. And I've done it in academia, so I know I can stand proud. I've done it in all houses of academia. We have to understand this. We have to say, wait a minute, we're doing something wrong. Understand this, my brothers and sisters that say they more or whatever. I'm not on no one side. I'm on the truth, and the truth will make you free. I'm not on no Hebrew Israelite side because I know what Hebrew means. See, I deal with language, and most people don't deal with language. They deal with feeling. I understand that. I say, brother, but I study all scriptures, everything. I study language. And when we start dealing with the language, then it start catching the tongue. It must, because you have to deal with the language. You just can't make things up and say, well, I think you believe this. But what's the origin and the root and the etymology? And then when you put it in the right context, then you can have a real conversation of things. And also when we're dealing with this so-called civic game of this so-called Brian, when you hear these words, well, I'm teaching civics, and I say, you're not even civil. You teaching people how to overthrow the government. I mean, what? Oh, somebody tell me all this with all this UCC stuff. Dude, watch what's gonna happen. I hope y'all not seeing this stuff. Play the tape, Brian. Play Bobby Hemming real fast. Any questions?
Only one question. This the correct Bobby Hemming video?
I think, let me see, Bobby Hemming. I think that's the second one I want to play. I think the other one,
Okay.
when they're talking about the more following the paperwork and all that shit.
Got you right here.
Hey, Brian, before you play it, watch this. Let me tell you something. What somebody asked me. They said, Holy Bible, Holy Quran. They said, why do Israelites say you are the seed of your father as if your mother DNA is not important?
So, hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know why I played. Say that again. What he said, Sheik?
He says, why do Israelites say you are the seed of your father as if your mother DNA is not important? Well, a lot of times it's just like in the Bible when they don't talk about Ruth, the Moabitess, and Tamar, and all that genealogy, and they try to just say some 12 tribes. But the Bible don't even talk about no 12 tribes. They talk about the Israelites with an S, but not no 12 tribe specifically, because I broke down so many different families. And I say an act doesn't change your bloodline. An act that happened doesn't change your bloodline, and I have to break that down later on. You know what I mean? It's just like with a lot of black Masons, and Masonry and all Bible go together, because a black Mason will say they a widow's son. A European Mason will say that they a son of a Muslim. There's so much stuff that's reversed and trickery, where once you have all the pieces to the puzzle, it can be explained a little bit better, you know. But it's a lot of times it's just misquoting. It's just misquoting text and not breaking it down using the lexicons to break down the language and break down the truth of all biblical. I gotta say fallacy because we wasn't there. So let's play the film over.
Let me tell you about this. We're going to put this Moore shit to rest right now. Any Moors up in here, you can challenge me on this shit right here. We're going to put this Moore shit to rest right now, all you black ass Moors. Let me tell you what this thing is about, so you know, because you get ready to get caught up in some bullshit, because the Moors been hollering that shit for years. It ain't here to lick out a damn snake. You can't get out of shit because you a damn Moor. The white man know who the fuck you are. They know you Moors. They know you all types of things. So let me tell you what's going down here. It's a hoax. Now y'all listen to me and listen to me how this shit is going. Any Moors up in this motherfucker? Because your ass is getting ready to go to jail under this terrorism. So you better listen to what the fuck I'm saying. And you better not miss a beat. You better catch this one, because the white man gonna catch your ass. Now,
This is what's going on. All that stuff, the Moroccan Treaty, and all the more stuff they're talking about, all that stuff did happen. There was 5 presidents before there was the one, you got your Hanson, the first president of America. All that shit is true. But it's a scheme that's going down with the United States government, and that is this. You go and you get all this shit, you make yourself sovereign, you make yourself the Moor, you make yourself all of this here, you go through and you get all these papers and you get all this shit signed and you get all this shit hooked up. And guess what? Homeland Security has the Moors under the terrorist bill and under the terrorist act. The Moors are one of the first motherfuckers on that bitch. So when you get all signed up with all this shit, they can step to you and say, you are a part of a terrorist organization. Now, I told the people this shit a couple of weeks or a month after 9/11, and I got it on the tape in December. I did one in December. I did a lecture down in Atlanta on December the 22nd, 2001. And I told him, I said, now we just blew this building up in September, and the target group that they're going to focus on going to be the Moors. Because they done whipped the Nation of Islam and all that they ass. They finished. Farrakhan retired and stuff. So they took them on, it's hard to get a goddamn good bean pie around there. Where the fuck the bean pies at? You used to get a goddamn good bean pie and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they say, where these motherfuckers get these bean pies from? They sell out of bean pies, and then like 5 minutes later, they be back with a couple more. It's like they go around the corner, they come back with a goddamn bean pie. But they done stopped this shit. I told these people that the next group was going to be the Moors. Now check this out. I told them this on December the 22nd, 2001. I did 2-day lecture down in Atlanta. The very next day, I did the lecture. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the newspaper down there, ran a whole story on the Moors. But they didn't tell you whether they was black or not. They didn't tell you what they did. They just said the Moors, an Islamic group in Spain. Now, because they made it an Islamic group, you see, they got you under the banner of the same motherfucking Islamic group that they have dealt with terrorism. Now, it's even more so because the Moors are dealing with all this contractual shit. Y'all, you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, come on.
And all of these documents. And they let them go right ahead, they're doing all this shit, and guess what? Then they declare you terrorists, and they come and round up all the goddamn Moors. And the only thing they got to do is they got these niggas, they got all kind of clandestine little groups of Moors, and they be doing all kind of crazy shit. And once they do this stuff, all that stuff is up under the Terrorist Act. So the Moors is gonna be the first motherfuckers getting locked up with all that gang shit they talking about. We can do all this and all that. Let me tell you something. Anytime you see these niggas coming up to you talking about sign up and get all this shit about the Moors this and the Moors that and the Moroccan Treaty and all that kind of stuff, guess what? Those are government plans. That's their job, to get you hooked into the bullshit. And when you get hooked into the bullshit, that's how they're going to take you down. That's the last group. Understand where I'm coming from with this thing here. That stuff here. Don't sign nothing.
All right, so pause it and play the next Bobby Henry. Hold that. Get the next one ready. So, any questions? I've been telling people this for a long time because we Brian, we get so caught up in characters. We get so caught up because people get popular. We get so caught up with characters. We get so caught up with these images and these groups and these people that's making it up. And you be like, well, how can they been doing this for years? How you think? Think about it, as Brian say. Wrap your mind around it. If you know this stuff and these people is here and they steady come out promulgating some of the most outlandish stuff. Sign this, fill out this, do this. Huh? Why? Tell me what purpose is that? And ask and I asked a person, do you know the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? The person that's just like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, do you know it? Huh, Brian? Do they know the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? Could you read that for me? Can somebody get that for me and read it all, please?
Everyone
Because
has the right to a nationality, and no one will
you
be arbitrarily denied. And proof of child replaces the birth certificate.
Oh, you got a right of a nationality and a right to change it. And the claim of child replaces the birth certificate. And no one will be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and the right to change it. Oh, but you talk about you some 14th Amendment Negro because you don't know the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. You don't know manumissions. You really don't know what law is all about. You really don't know what I'm talking about. You really don't know what the SF 181 form is. You don't know what proclaiming and declaring and having due process. You don't know what the religious laws clearly pertain. You really don't know. Because all this stuff people telling you to do, and the prophet didn't tell you to do this. Noble Drew Ali didn't tell you to do this. You're not getting it from no brother like me that's from the temple and have a school that teach all spirituality, all language, that teach from a perspective where we all are students. Just like my professor, anybody be like, man, if your brother's connected to you, they can go to a university and pass. Why? Because you. Not saying that I'm a know-it-all, but I've done it. And I'll share everything with my brothers systematically. So when it's time to do these things on any level, it can be done. That's why we should be able to go to our community. Because why? We are a people. And we doing it the right way. You have the right to be Moors. Moors is ancient. Our prophet Noble Drew Ali created the Moorish Science Temple of America, which he did a great job. But you were Moors way before that. You had Noble Drew Ali was inspired by Deuce Muhammad Ali, Abdul Hamid Solomon. I mean, come on. The first Moorish Mason was Angelo Solomon. Like, we were Moors, you know what I mean? Empress Gostin El Bey, you know? And then if a person say, well, Moor meant this and that and the other, no, in Spanish, Negrito meant black. But if we want to get ancient, well, we were the ancient Amazigians. They try to say Berber and use it in a negative connotation as barbarian. But we know better than that because I can show you all through history how they tried to change their name. But matter of fact, if we go ancient, we were the Amazigians. And Amazigians were free men, not the freed men. But that's just a little historical aspect as we're building. So this is what I tell my brothers. You should be meeting no more and having no meetings talking about they teaching us how to claim our nationality and get our land. I say, what you talking about? They're trying to get you out the paper terrorists. They're trying to get you to overthrow the government because none of that stuff has worked for no one. I want brothers to be honest and don't let people use this as an excuse to do criminal behavior and say, well, this is what Moors do, because it's not. It's not. That is not. That's what they do, and they just dressed up. And they have on the regalia of wise men, just like anybody else will have something on that look like something. But it's the individual. It don't matter if a person got a fez on and a tunic and all that. That don't mean their heart is pure. You know? And that's what I'm talking about. All that stuff don't make you pure. You have to be sincere. And when you're doing things and when you're dealing with your fellow man, you always have to be sincere. And you don't lead your brothers and sisters in a burning house. You don't do that. You know, you don't use people as crash dummies, because I can say a whole bunch and say so many lies, but I think I'll be saying enough to where if anybody sees that type of behavior, Noble Brian, I will be hoping they catch on, be like, anybody's doing it. I don't have to say specific names. You be like, who? Anyone. If anyone is doing that behavior, your hippocampus, a light bulb should come on and say, oh, that's She Goodman Bay. He was like, that's a violation. That's outside of the parameters of doing things the right way. And then at least ask, but we don't even ask. We'll get caught up in some fugazi and then want to disappear, want to say you was tricked. No, you wasn't. You were the willing obligor because you know it wasn't right from the get-go. Why? Because I've said it. I spoke on it a plethora of times. You know this. This is what I ask people, like, what do they think moral science consists of? You're not going to get nothing. There ain't no paperwork you can file. That canceling corporate debt is a fallacy. Squatting in houses is illegal. Like, what else you want to talk about? You get put over by the police with no registration and then talk about, do you know who I am? Do you know my amendment? Do you know that I'm a more or whatever? No, they went to police academy for 2 weeks. No, they don't know nothing you're talking about. But what I can tell you is any language like that, light bulbs will go off as what? Sovereign citizen behavior and language. I'm trying to tell you, and y'all know I'm telling the truth. That's going to get you nowhere. And I tell all my brothers and sisters, if you have a child, do you want your child promulgating that and riding out in the highways and the byways, promulgating that asinine stuff that a lot of these men promulgating? Man, I don't have to have no license, no insurance. And then a big semi hits you, and then you want to go to court and try to use the courts to defend yourself that you say you don't abide by. Now, what type of sense that make? I think you're crazy. I hope we come on, man. I can go even further. Peace be among people's souls. You know, the state booklet, you can't lie how the prophets wrote the state booklet. But when these Negroes be talking about the Moors don't pay taxes, no, religious organizations don't pay taxes. That's taxes in for the federal government. So that's doing it the right way. But if that's the case, how you go to prison and get and try to get some back taxes for 19 million when you say Moors don't pay taxes? You see, all this stuff can be proven fallacy because it's precedent in law cases, and I'll be here to save people lives. Don't let nobody get dressed up because they've been on the internet in the last couple years since COVID, and they've been able to buy a fez off the Masonic store, and they came straight off the street, and you think all Moors is just people straight out of prison, or a whole bunch of ex-military Negroes that hate the government, and they act like them Europeans. They act like some militia, and they ain't nothing but some Negro militia with fezzes on, gonna be in prison right next to the European militias that say they overthrowing the government. We ain't all like that. We are not the same. And I'll be telling people, it's a lot of people have took this Moorish science and took it out of context and it turned it to some paper stuff, and it'd be a paper trail for Negroes because the work is already done. You don't have to file no paperwork and do nothing. Islam? Brian, can you play the other little film real fast?
Yep, coming right up.
We on good time.
Sufi just means it's an adjective. It just means woolly-haired one. Sufi just means it's an adjective. It just means woolly-haired one. That's explaining something. It's explaining the word Moor, how he looked. The woolly-haired one. Sufi, the woolly-haired. Suf means the woolly-haired one. Suf means wool. Sufi just means that's what they're explaining. So the cracker done cut it off and they say Sufi Muslim now. Those are the mystics of Islam. But it was the Moors that was the mystics of Islam, and they just what was used to describe the Moors, the woolly-haired one, because the Moors go with Lemuria, Moabite. You get that in the Bible. There was Moors in Greece. What the fuck the Moors doing? With the Greeks talking about some damn Moors, and the Moors supposed to come in Spain. That is way beyond that. Hakeem Bey taught you that. You see. So whoever taught Shakespeare taught him how to divine, and looking into the future, he didn't get the name Orenthal Simpson right. He got the name.
I think that's the end of it. So I want y'all to see how they try to change things when you don't know language. And when they say Sufis and they call them Sufi because the wool that they wore, and they try to make them coats. No, Sufi is just like in the biblical, the woolly hair one. They was describing that type of Moor.
And I always had that thought. I'm like, why is that a description in the Bible? And then when you look up Sufi, it speaks of the wool. And the only thing I can come with, I'm like, man, was Jesus a Sufi? that was
Brian, that I see now. You expose. I tell everybody, listen. You know my affiliation. You know that's why I bring the keys back. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I'm 99 degrees. I'm initiated. Ain't took no oath. That's why I know. I know what I know. It's language. You got to know the language. I told you, the Islamics, they'll change the language and try to throw you off. You have to know the ancient language. When you know the ancient language, you can clear it all up. They trying to make it separate. I already done connected the Bible and the Quran. They better go on and sit down.
They got to have a seat.
I mean, it's just what it is. I done did this in academia with scholars, with Islamic scholars. I said, man, I hear you. I understand. When I break down the language, it be over. Because the language gonna tell.
Every time.
I don't care how you whitewash it. And then you heard what he said, Hakeem Bey. They be thinking, who? That brother Hakeem Bey, that black? Nope. And you wrong again. The Hakeem Bey is a European Jew with a big beard that wrote all the Moorish paradigm journals. That's who Hakeem Bey is. He wrote all the Moorish paradigm journals. And he talked about this. This is what he talked about. That's why I be laughing. I said, I can get all the European writers that wrote about our prophet. And Spondu, Mystery, Peter Lambert Wilson. I can get all the Europeans that wrote about our prophet and that'll laugh at us and be like, oh, why y'all dissing Obadiah Ali? Crazy. Why y'all dissing y'all brother that's in the flesh teaching this? Why y'all got to deal with martyrs? If our brothers was in the flesh, Obadiah Ali, Dr. Henry Clifford Clinley, a lot of other scholars, John Henry Clark, they'd be like, well, the brother just teaching the science. He know who he is and connecting the teachings. We're not going to let religion separate us. We big boys now. Hakeem Bey, y'all know. Hakeem Bey wrote all the Moorish paradigm journals. Y'all should have them all. If y'all don't have, I think it's about like 14, 15 volumes. Yep. I share all this with y'all.
I know I got at least 13 now. But he called Obadiah Ali was a poetic fact.
It's in my book. I quote Peter Lambert Wilson in the introduction of one of my books that I got her compiled and divinely prepared. That's why I told y'all, Noble Brian, a lot of the stuff that I've written in academia, when them European Masons and stuff get it, and them professors, they be like, do they know what you gathered to compile for your people? I said, I hope they do. Maybe when the flesh is gone. I don't know. Because they clear up so much nonsense. All we got to do is come together. We're looking at all these other things, but we have the power to do everything. We just got to do it right.
Yes, sir.
It's right in our face. And so, and people act like we can't talk about this. Yes, we can. Should nothing that we doing get a group of people locked up? Should nothing we doing, people be like, oh man, I don't know about this, man. These Moors think they some sovereign citizens. They try to overthrow the government because that's what people mamas think. That's what people wise think, and they know it. So when they get on here and play that game, they think the Moors is a group of, let me say it, some nigger with some Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets on their head, walking around acting a goddamn fool. Excuse my candor, because that's what people be saying. But let me tell you, it's those like myself and others that we gonna stand on truth. And when we go places, we not treated like that. I travel all over. I'm not treated like that. Y'all travel with me. We not treated like that. It's a difference. It's a difference. And so that's what I want to show today. And then, I didn't want to show this film but somebody sent it to me. They were like, Sheik, you got to show this stuff. They were like, because people want to act like, well, I'll talk about it. I don't know if I want to show you, but it's an elder, and when I be telling people, did y'all watch the film? Brian, did you watch that one?
I ain't see that one, but I got it.
Because see, I don't want to be showing brothers and then brothers that be all caught up in feelings, as groupies. They we talk about elders. I said, but elder schmelder.
I'm trying to tell
you.
You
know what I mean? You say what, brother?
I was elder schmelder. They ain't exhuming no wisdom, or even worse, they giving the young people something folly to go after. I think they should be called out on that.
Yeah, and I'll be like, what's going on? I said, we can't be doing this day. Why? Because Bobby Hemmett checked it. Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Okay, so imagine Bobby Hemmett today, right now, went to this brother speaking on this stuff. You think Bobby Hemmett will blow a gasket?
I'm trying to tell you, yeah, for sure.
C. Freeman L. will blow a gasket. C. Freeman L. because Bobby Hemmett introduced C. Freeman L. on a lot of his lectures. A lot of his lectures, Bobby Hemmett be sitting right there.
Yep.
So Bobby Hemmett just talked about this. He said he talked about this during the World Trade in 9/11, and he lectured about the same thing in 2001 and said, all y'all paper terror, all y'all going to all this stuff. He said that then. So if Bobby Hemmett heard these people that everybody be calling they Grand Sheik and this somebody Grand Sheik of this talking like that, you think Bobby Hemmett would feel okay about that?
No, he'll be going off on him.
Thank you. And then people be coming to me with all this paper stuff, and young people be with that. Then they see me, they be like, well, why they be promoting that stuff? I said, I don't know. I don't know why they allow this on social media. I don't know. But then when you start looking at it, and when you investigate, and when you connect it to officials, they'll tell you why. And I'm like, oh, snap. Come on, man. Bobby Hemmett just told you. And now now they use the internet to get people caught up in RICO.
Rabbit hole gets deep.
And here it is, these people, all these brothers getting pulled over with a whole bunch of paper and talk about call such and such, call the Grand Sheik. And the Grand Sheik come over there and talk a whole bunch of word salad shit. Excuse my candor. And you know, Russia and China and a secret meeting. What secret? If it's a secret meeting, how the hell you know about it? Man, these people be crazy. Like they be. I don't think people be freaking thinking. They don't come to me with that crap because they know better. Why? Because they gonna fact check me. They gonna look at me. They gonna say, man, this man is this. I can't come to this man with this stupid stuff I be saying with these semantics. You talking about this some secret meeting in the job? How the hell you know about a secret meeting if it's secret? You know, on the edge of the highway, I get pulled over. There's police everywhere. You come here talking a whole bunch of secret meetings, some 1532, and you know they having a secret meeting, and they're going to overthrow the Russian driver. Man, I done called you. I got pulled over. See how stupid we be. And then when people be making these videos, I say, y'all, these ain't the videos I make. It's a plethora of videos of people saying this, and the dude that's making it, people be butthurt because Brian, he done made a whole fictitious name, even though his caption say Bay, but I just saw a video, he say, I'm not even a Moor. He just said, I just typed B-E-Y. It asked for a caption on there. And he said, everybody thought I was a Moor. He got the little Moor figure on there. He said, I don't believe in that shit. And he be making videos of all of them. And they be having all the Moors from Canada and all, or they be mad because they be coming up with fictitious shit and he be asking their ass. Oh, I was on the highway and I stopped all the traffic. And then they have all their cronies come on there and start just talking a whole bunch of nothing. I told y'all, man, this stuff is stupid. No disrespect. No disrespect. Nothing should get you in trouble. You shouldn't be on the highway and the people pull over and running out there. You shouldn't be none of that. And so if this stuff valid, why you ain't get, if the people it didn't work good for them, none of the stuff worked out for them. And then people act like we can't share this information. So if you got in trouble, this is what happens. And you say, well, and they ask you for the court of law, and I'm defending you, and I say, well, you got to at least give me some proof. At least I'm gonna try to say brainwash, but the shit ain't gonna work in court. I'm just gonna try to drag it out. You better tell me where you got it from. If not, I'm not defending your goofy ass. Because you should have did that stupid stuff anyway. You should have fact checked that. You should have got with someone that's real. They could have told you like I'm telling you, like, man, don't do that stupid stuff. Where you getting it from? And nobody still will say nothing, Brian, today. And that's what we're talking about. Nobody today still will say nothing. Where these grown people getting this stuff from? Oh man, I want to expatriate from the de facto government. I'm not American. Well, what are you, sir? I'm a foreign national. What is a foreign national?
Somebody got to say something.
Come on, Brian. Thank you, brother. Man, this is what older people be saying to me. They be like, you don't have millions of followers and people dealing with you. I said, no. They said, because you pure. They said, because you rise above the madness. They say, that's why. That's why I be telling y'all when I deal with Europeans and different nationalities, they say, well, we know this. And I say, I just wanted to catch on with our brothers before they get too caught up in stupid stuff. We have to stand up, especially for those that say we pure. Especially for those that's looking, because it's easy for people to get caught up looking. How? Because you would deal with an older person, they'd talk a whole bunch of word salad. It sounds so good. They'd be pulling out a whole bunch of stupid ass black law dictionaries that's meaningless. Those ain't nothing but a whole bunch of dictionary terms. It don't mean poo diddly. It ain't precedented law cases. There's no doc number. It ain't free information act. It ain't none of that. And so this is what I'll be telling people. Why would you want to bring a drama to your life and your family life and then say it's more science and then be wrapped up in court? Tell me why. Tell me, what do you think you finna get? I ask every more this when they filling out all this paperwork and they say, man, I'm doing this. And I say, after you do all that, tell me what's next. Man, you know, I claim my citizenship. I claim, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And see, people still don't want to say it, Brian. They be going to these publications, man. Yeah, I claim my nationality. With who? With some people that do. And you gave them all your information. What you give them? Your social security. You crazy. Come on, brothers and sisters, let's keep it 100. Let's be honest with each other on this platform. This is a safe space. Man, you got to be crazy. So you done met somebody on the internet and you think they can nationalize you. And you done gave them all your information and your children's information. And then you done took a picture with a turban on it. You think that means something. And they got you a whole bunch of paper with some seals on it. And then you think them seals mean anything. Man, I can go anywhere, Office Max Staples, and get some seals. But that's where they're getting them from. I hope y'all understand what I'm telling y'all, man.
Yeah, it's all aesthetics.
Come on, Brian. Things can be done the right way. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is not an Islamic set. It's not a government set. We are a school. We ain't here to overthrow no government. We ain't no Islamic set. We understand all sciences. All my nobles are under the triple rose. We understand the Paraclete, the Fatimid, the Jerusalem. See, or the Christian per se. We understand it. Why? Because we from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. That's why, smart guy. That's why. That's why. You see, this is because we're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. Because the misnomer black man is the father of civilization, proved by the Bible alone. That's why. So it's a disconnection, you know, Brian. And y'all can go to the videos. What's the name of the dude video? His YouTube channel. I forget the name of it because I don't want to show the video and I don't want to show the elder because I don't want to embarrass the elder. But if y'all catch it, you know what I'm saying. You know, stuff like that, it catch up to you.
Islam.
And I say, you say what? You say what, Noble?
No, I was saying Islam, but he definitely got to stop being out here embarrassing himself.
Yeah, because if it keep going on, then I'm gonna start playing it all, and then I'm gonna start playing everything I got. People be mad. I said, y'all know these people was the ones that came up with this fake ass Moorish counselor shit with the bald headed dude. See, I talk about the bald headed dude, Shalimar Bey. So if y'all catching it, y'all know they did come up. They did, and people be mad. Well, they never come up. Man, stop lying. They sent it to me. They were like, "Sheik, would you come out here and speak?" And I said, "I don't get into no confrontation." I said, "Y'all know me. Play it for whoever." And I bet you they ain't got nothing to say. I bet you they won't stand on it. I bet you they'll tell y'all that. I bet you they won't come to me with that. I bet you they won't. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
It's wrong.
Be like, who telling y'all to do all this stuff? It's somebody. So did you get it and twist it and it went? Because I know where it all come from. And y'all do too. That's all I'll be telling my brothers and sisters. We not no Islamic set. Now, if brothers want to be Islamic and that's what they spirituality is, that's on them. But once again, that's not more science. How? Because read your Moorish Quran, and you tell me read your Moorish Quran, and then you tell me what your Moorish Quran consists of: the Unto Thee I Grant, the Bible, the Rosicrucian Manual, the Avistas, the Brahmin text.
And then right there in the introduction, they say we believe in all the laws of the prophets. Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus, Confucius.
The 18 missing years of who?
Jesus.
You see, brothers be tripping. I said, we not no Islamic set. Oh, we know we teach it. We not no government set. We ain't here to overthrow no government. They don't even know what part and parcel mean. They don't know. They make it up. We got the state booklet. They see, Brian, these manuals will burn these Negroes' fingertips off their fingers. They'll hold the stuff up, but you'll never see them read it. They will never read the Exhumed of the Nation, because right in the preface of the Exhumed of the Nation, what it tell you? Can't no Negro nationalize you or denationalize you. They tell you right in the damn preface. They be faking the funk, you know? Come on, Brian. We know it. We know it. They be faking the funk. The brothers don't study and read. It's all fascist groups. It's right in the preface, and they know it. Only thing a person can make you is a lower level Freemason. Any questions?
Oh, everything is pretty much adequately explained with a silver tongue.
Yes, I wanted that to be out for today, man, for people can really get in their mind and be like, man, this is really going on, yeah, and beware. Because it's getting even bigger and bigger now. Now you got guys and girls teaming up, talking about, oh, and see your passport, you don't got to fill this out. And they on all these people podcasts. And that's what I said, like, is people crazy? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it. I really don't, y'all. And I can't explain it. Do you watch this? Do y'all see any Mormons or Latter-day Saints doing the stuff that these stupid Negro charlatans doing, these sovereign citizens doing? You don't have to. Your religious rights overthrow everything. The Mormon don't do nothing. Come on. Your religious rights proceed everything. What are people doing?
Getting caught up.
Think about it. Paper terrorists. I mean, and that's what I'll be wanting brothers to say, that it's going to be a minute where everybody's going to have to start saying where it come from. And people are going to start going on those sites pages and shutting it down, because it's getting ready to be a lot of more innocent people. I know a lot of people that young men have lost their lives with that crap. Young women lost their lives with that crap. Well, squat. I seen people tell them don't pay your bills, and then have a generator, and their kids go to school and tell that they don't have no water, and the social workers come, and then these so-called grand sheiks be there and come with a whole bunch of word salad. I bet you they ain't gonna go down to the social work and talk that and get their kids. I bet you they ain't gonna go to the school, but you're gonna let some Negro you met on the internet to suggest that you cut all your damn electric off and all this, and start filing a whole bunch of paper, and when it hit the fan, poof, poof, poof. They talk about they some clock at the destiny. You go to court, and then you got a court-appointed attorney. So when you got a court-appointed attorney, you plead to a lesser charge. I'm telling you. And see, this is how crazy it is, man. I just hope my brothers and sisters have caught a tittle of what I shared today, because we can go on, but we've done this a plethora of times. But I know sometimes things must be said, over and over. And as a teacher, I understand that. I hope people get into the comfortability of being honest and start asking questions, to say, man, well, this happened because a lot of things people have done, and sometimes they embarrass, but sometimes that'll help a person out, because they may be going through some things, or they may be caught up with a person, and they this close of going over the edge, or they this close of pulling themselves back over. And it can be something that we say, or something that can be shared with them, that can have them question what they're doing. Because anything that you're doing, you should want to know about it, and you should want the information, and you should always ask questions and not be felt like you stupid. That's a court. When you feel like, oh, you stupid, you're not stupid, because you don't have to be a part of nothing like that. But you should want to be a part of brothers and sisters that you can learn if you know who you are. And that's what this is at the BBT. We're a group of people that know who we are. But I'll tell you who I am. We don't let religion separate us, because we're using the same books. Our history is the same. So once we sit down from scholarship, my brothers and sisters, that's one nationality in many cultures. That's what an American says, the copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. We are the copper-colored races. So I think it's something that we should be able to unify, the common denominator, and not let no one else tell us who we are. We've been doing that for decades and eons, and we still are doing that. We are the only group of people where other group of people have say, well, let's call them this, or let's call them this, Brian, or let's call them this. And then our own people has profited off those things, and these are the things that we share with our brothers and sisters here at the BBT. Remember, On page 31 in the Exuno of the Nation, when the Baltimore Evening Sun, Monday, February 3rd, 1992, family, and I'll leave y'all with this. I got 4 minutes left. Listen what they're saying. I have a plan, Delegate Rawlings. The bill should be amended to designate an official name for Black people each month of the year. Think there is a room in this nomenclature? Pursue the following list. Gregory P. Kane. If African American doesn't please, here are 11 more by Gregory P. Kane. Baltimore Delegate Howard P. Rawlings has proposed a law to have Maryland's Black population referred to officially as African Americans. Forgive me if it don't emit a scream of ecstasy about the notion. At the tender age of 40, I have already been called 3 things: colored, Negro, and Black. But you got to remember, Negro, colored, Black, African American are all misnomers. I'm telling you, when I give you a real education of the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, and the Amendment, and manumissions and Reconstruction laws, you will have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. You'll be like, man, this is the education we need. I'm telling you, because it's clear. It's very simple. You talk about 1866, forget 1866. I'm going to take it all the way back and show you what the so-called free Blacks said, that they wasn't no 14th Amendment Negroes. You see? In that order, I have no desire to be called something else in my lifetime. 10 to 15 years from now, someone else will be proposing still another change. I have a plan to prevent that. Delegate Rawlings, bill should be amended to designate an official name, listen to this, y'all, for Black people each month of the year. Think it isn't room in this nomenclature per use the following list. So here it is, a group of people each month, they want to say we'll call Black people this. You remember Jesse Jackson, I forget her name, at this African American summit, they got paid too. You remember the Big Six got paid to get off the mission. All those Black preachers, y'all know, no disrespect, they split what? Well, with only $250,000. Research what I'm telling you. So January, they said color. You know, it's old and dated, but we'll find there are some Blacks and whites comfortable with it. February, they would be Negro. The term has been discredited by Black nationalists who claim it was invented by Western anthropologists as part of white racist supremacist agenda, because it ain't no such thing as no caucus, no skull making you superior. I teach that. That come from Bloomback. According to the nationalists, here's how the scam worked. Any Black people in Africa who showed no sign of civilization were classified as Negro. Blacks who clearly just as dark or darker, but who showed signs of being civilized were classified as Hamites and conventionally placed in the Caucasian race. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all the etymology dictionary, the English words. I showed y'all this TikTok video. See, everything TikTok already taught. That's why my professor was like, man, forget the TikTok. You got all the resources to show everybody. When I'm gonna show you what Black mean and white mean, and then I'm gonna show you Pascal Beverly Randolph. They say he was a what? A Black in the first 18th century, a nationalist. Y'all know who Pascal Beverly Randolph is. You know, back then with Alice Crowley and Pascal and Alan Blavatsky. But they give credit to a lot of prophet. I'll talk about that more. I'm connecting dots. I hope y'all with me. Holla if you hear me. Holla. I call this a scam because some Western writers have admitted no physical evidence of a Negro race has been found. Remember the European wrote, the Negro is a beast? Research what I'm saying. March, they will call them Black. This term has gone from one of opprobrium to call someone Black and colored Negro days and could actually start a fight, to one of acceptance, to one that is now no longer good enough. I suggest keeping it around. We may have to use it again. April, they call you Afro-American. Some have objected to this term, claiming it does not adequately define Blacks as an ethnic group, but it's worth keeping. May, the official would be African-American to make Jesse Jackson and Pete Rawlings of the country happy. See that? June, official designation would be Asiatic. This is to appease the annoying, bilious members of the set known as the Moorish Science Temple. Oh, I thought they ain't know. Because in Flint, you got the Moorish Science Temple. It's in shambles. And that's why we created the school. If I understand the demented ramblings of the temple members correct, there is no African continent. Africa is merely part of the larger continent of Asia, which was originally inhabited by Black people. Hence, Blacks are Asiatic. There, that cleared up the confusion, didn't it? July, the official would be Moorish American. This again would be in defense to the members of the Moorish Science Temple, who maintain that their race is Asiatic, their nationality is Moorish American. I say we humor them for the month of June and July, provided they shut up the rest of the month of the year. August, we would call them Balalian. This comes from us from Wardeen Muhammad, who formerly was Worth Dean Muhammad, who originally was Wallace Muhammad. Wallace Muhammad was Elijah Muhammad's successor as leader of the Nation of Islam. You know, they call it the Black Muslims, and changed the name of the organization to the World Community of Islam, and then to the American Muslim Mission. You know, because he was like, he ain't finna have no, you know, no disrespect, European over there. You know how the story goes. Between all these changes, he put forth his case for calling Black Americans Balalian, Bilal, an Ethiopian who was Prophet Muhammad's first convert, was also the man who initiated Islam's call to prayer. In Wardeen Muhammad's worldview, Black American converts to Islam were, in essence, issuing a call to prayer to other American Blacks to return to their West African Islamic roots, much as Bilal issued the call for all Muslims hundreds of years ago. For such inspired and creative, if somewhat convoluted logic, I say we reward Wardeen Muhammad for that month. September, we would call him Nubian, a term preferred by some Black nationalists in memory of the Black state on ancient Egypt's southern boundary that competed with Egypt for regional hegemony. Then October will be Ethiopian. The ancient Greeks referred to all Black people as Ethiopians, ancient Abyssinia, and the term has stuck down through the ages. As late as 1910, when Black boxer Jack Johnson was plummeting White Hope James Jeffries into mass protoplasm at Reno, Nevada, and laughing while doing it. One pundit referred to the former as the grinning Ethiopian. November, they'll call him Cushite. Cush and Nubia refer to the same country on ancient Egypt's southern border. This term is included only as nitpicking insurance for those nitpickers who are sure to moan if not included. December, we will call them Sudanese. Hey, why not? Virtually every Black American has ancestors who live in the region of Western Africa, known as the Western Sudan. If you as Blacks want a term that defines their geographical and cultural heritage, Sudan should do as well as any other. Then they say Kunta Kinte roots fame was a Mandingo, one of the prominent ethnic groups of West Sudan. Now let's clear that up. That Kunta Kinte is all false. See, that comes from a European named Harold Colander in his book called The African. See, I'm gonna clear it all up. That's where Alex Haley made all that fake ass Kunta Kinte up, but they'll let Negroes have it. They'll let our teachers go to college and teach that bull crap to our kids. And I'm telling you right here, you can look at me in my face because I did it in academia. That's a lie. If your parents, if a professor teach you that crap, you hit me up, I'll give you the book African. It's by a European named Harold Colander. And Alex Haley plagiarized all that, got sued. That's where that bull crap come from. That's where it come from. And they let Negroes have it. I'm telling you, you can't be mad at me, just like it wasn't no Willie Lynch letter. And I love Farrakhan. Farrakhan got up there and talked about the reason why Black people were saying Willie Lynch. Man, that's propaganda. It ain't no Willie Lynch letter. It'd be in the Library of Congress. Once again, it was made up and they let Negroes have it because they think we stupid. No disrespect. No disrespect. So I just want to clear that up and we out of here, man. That was my hour. I love everybody. I hope we start doing things the right way because we can. Because we have the right of a nationality. We have the right to change it. No one will be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and the right to change it. And if we understand that we are fraternal order, we can do everything the right way. All you have to do is get permits. Stop crying like little girls about, well, people do this, they get to do this. Well, clearly, I bet you they got permits. I bet you anybody doing something, they understand that they're fraternal order like we are. If you want to protest anything, get a damn permit. If your people got arms and they legit to have their firearms, have a permit. What are we talking about? We just a whole bunch of crime people. Organize, strategize. That's the right way to do things, the right way. The same way everybody else. Use our dollars instead of giving them away. I love y'all, man. Any questions? If not, B, take us out, my brother. Love y'all. Peace and love. My brother camera froze. Gratitude, everybody, for tapping in, man. Share this and subscribe to our channel, man. We're gonna have a good Sunday school tomorrow. I'm gonna illuminate a lot of biblical history for Sunday school tomorrow. I think my noble might have got up. I might have to cover up for myself. Well, peace, man. Gratitude, y'all, for tapping in. If y'all need any books or literature, y'all like what we're talking about, hit us up. I can hit me up on my office number. It's on the screen. My email is on the screen. Hit me up. Subscribe to our Temple and School page, man. If you need turbans or fezzes or kufis, all that, our regalia, I'll have it at morrishaberdasher.com. I'll even show you how to wrap your turban because we have turban wrapping classes, all that, man. So we got everything for the culture, man. And if our will and God's, Allah's will, whatever you want to call it, matches, we're progressing to get our first brick and mortar in my city of Flint, Michigan. You know, and that's what we're doing our fundraising to, man. And like I tell everybody, hold me accountable like everyone else. Because I don't want to take our babies from school. I want them to get that regular schooling so they know how to deal with people. I want to give them something to go to after school, you know, and something for the adults to come learn as well. And we have a full body, not just something on the weekends, but something that's open every day for the community as a learning center and a spiritual house to bring our children and our men up so we can be collective and we can start buying our neighborhood under our religious organization, just like the Jews do, just like everybody else do. And we can do that, man. So I love y'all once again and thank everybody for their time. And once again, gratitude for my nobles and y'all family and just gratitude and good blessings and vibration to everybody in the world, man. We want the good for everyone. And like I said, everyone that supports the temple, and if you haven't, gratitude. If you have it on your heart to support the temple financially, we give you gratitude, but hit us up so we can give you gifts. Because when you donate to the BBT, I pour into you much, much more. Because anytime somebody donates some of their money during these times, I know it means something. And I want to give you something that means a lot to me. So I love y'all, man, and peace. We out, Brian, when we cut it off? Peace. We out. Jimmy B, I'm out. Peace, y'all.